From the location of the iPad at 10:21 to the iPhone at 10:24, that is 3 minutes. That means there was some type of struggle going on inside that vehicle for them to take 3 minutes to get from point A to point B. Now, we know that Kada had this boyfriend or this guy that she was dating by the name of Taz. That's what he said he went by. Well, let's dig into it. This is Taz's Instagram account, okay? You'll see up here that he has a business page, a landscaping company. Let's look. He has this landscaping company here, okay? I want y'all to remember landscaping. And on the landscaping company page, it shows his name or a name to contact by the name of This Ramir. Is Larisha Lopez. This is the one that lived at the house on Belmar Terrace, as well with Madeline Brown. Those two people are connected to the Text Now account. Larisha was interrogated, as well as she was the individual that was with Keon King the day that he got pulled over on October.
What happens when the man arrested for a murder might not be the only person who should be in handcuffs. This is the story of 23-year-old Kada Scott, a young woman whose life was brutally cut short. Keon King sits in jail, charged with her murder. The evidence against him is substantial. But from the very beginning, this case has pointed to more than one person being involved. So, why does it feel like the investigation has hit a wall when it comes to anyone else? Is the case against Keon King open and shut, or is he just the first piece of a much darker puzzle? The public is asking one burning question: who is the unindicted? And to our True Crime Unravelled family on YouTube and True Crime Unravelled TV on Facebook and TikTok, we see you. We read every single comment, and your passion for these stories is what drives us. Keep them coming. Kada Scott was the kind of person who made an impression. A 23-year-old from Philadelphia, she was a recent Penn State graduate, a nursing assistant, and a social media creator with a keen eye for fashion. She was building a life, piece by piece.
Hi everybody, my name is Kada, and I don't know what type of content I want to do yet. I think I want to do lifestyle, fashion, and girl talks. But this is what I'm wearing for today. This is pretty sundress, and also I'm pairing it with these pretty purple glasses. Other one, but this is so pretty. It's my favorite one. This is a size 8 and it's kind of loose, so yeah, but I'm keeping this on. Okay, but this is my outfit of the day. Really cute, really classy sundress vibe, you know, summer vibe. I don't know what bag I'm gonna wear with this, but the sun is still out, so I still want to go. So yeah, I'm gonna just take it with me. We're gonna figure it out. Okay guys, so I decided I'm just gonna walk downtown. Downtown walking is about 10 minutes. I hate walking, but I don't want to call it Uber. I've been calling Ubers for the past week handling business, so I have to be financially responsible. I'm pretty much just going outside to look pretty. I might go to a cafe and just be productive. I do want to make my thumbnails and stuff for YouTube because I'm getting back into YouTube. I want to make my summer plan and my education plan and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna just take it with me. We're gonna see what the day brings us, but I honestly don't even know if I'm gonna make this a daily vlog yet or a weekly vlog, a monthly vlog. I don't know yet, but I just want to start being consistent. So just start this journey.
But in the days leading up to October 4th, 2025, a shadow fell over her. She told friends and family she was being harassed by an unknown caller. The digital world she loved was starting to feel like a threat. On the night of October 4th, Kada arrived for her overnight shift at the terrace at Chestnut Hill Senior Home. But she was agitated. A co-worker heard her on the phone, upset, saying, "I can't believe you're calling me about this." Just minutes after her shift began, she walked out. She left her own car in the parking lot and got into a dark-colored vehicle. It was the last time anyone from her workplace would see her alive. The timeline from here is both precise and horrifying. At 10:09 p.m., Kada sent a final text to a number linked to Keon King. It read, "CM, call me." Cell phone data shows their phones were together just minutes later. And in a devastatingly short window, between 10:15 and 10:24 p.m., Kada Scott was shot in the head. In 9 minutes, a life filled with promise was extinguished.
In reference to the Kada Scott case, I have the full documentation for the probable cause affidavit. What I want to discuss today is the data on her devices and when they last pinged and when they were last seen, as well as dig into it and give y'all a visual. Let's dive. For y'all to look at what was said in the affidavit, it says iPad last seen or pinged at 10:21 p.m. near 6845 Anderson Street. iPhone last seen 10:04 at 10:24 near 6921 Anderson Street. And then the iWatch was last seen 10:05, 1:14 a.m. at Albury Road. Let me give y'all a visual. So first, from those two pings, from the iPad and the iPhone, it is a 1 minute drive, 1 minute drive time. From the location of the iPad at 10:21 to the iPhone at 10:24, that is 3 minutes. That means there was some type of struggle going on inside that vehicle for them to take 3 minutes to get from point A to point B. Now, I know they said that Kada Scott possibly was unalived around that time. So I think, and this is my opinion, Kada Scott was unalived right before 10:21 or right at that time. Now with the iWatch last seen at 1:14 a.m. going in to October 5th, that makes me believe that they did not know or realize that Kada had a watch on based off the position of her body in that vehicle. Therefore, right here, it says this placed her watch stationary at the rec center lot after the suspect phone left the area. So they left with her devices, but that watch stayed in one place.
What followed wasn't a panicked escape, but a methodical, multi-person operation. Kada's body was placed in a stolen black Hyundai Accent, which was then left in the parking lot of the Aubrey Recreation Center for over 36 hours. Keon King's phone was tracked moving back and forth between that parking lot and a house on Belmar Terrace, a location he shared with two women, Larisha Lopez and Madeline Brown.
Y'all, I have more people to talk about in regards to the case of Kada Scott. Now, we know that one person is only arrested right now. That is Keon King. He is charged with her murder and multiple other things, including kidnapping, arson, and conspiracy. Let's talk about her. This is Larisha Lopez. This is the one that lived at the house on Belmar Terrace, as well with Madeline Brown. Those two people are connected to the Text Now account. Larisha was interrogated, as well as she was the individual that was with Keon King the day that he got pulled over on October 1st or 2nd, one of those days. I can't remember which day exactly. Well, do y'all remember Keon King's car being on Marketplace? This car right here? Look right here. Look in this window reflection. You see boots, black boots? This is from Lopez's Facebook account. Those black boots right down there, they look familiar. They look like the same boots that are inside that Marketplace picture reflection. Now, during her interrogation, there was a lot of things that didn't add up. She's the one that also denied Madeline giving that Text Now, the phone that was linked to that Text Now account, to her, to the police, but Madeline said different.
Then, on the night of October 5th, surveillance footage captured the next act. A gold Toyota Camry, Keon's car, pulled into the rec center lot. Two people got out. They waited for 4 hours, a clear sign of a calculated plan. At 3:56 a.m., they approached the stolen Hyundai. The cameras saw them remove a heavy, body-shaped object and carry it into the wooded area behind the abandoned Ada Lewis Middle School. There, they dug a shallow grave and buried Kada Scott. Later, the Hyundai was found torched, a final attempt to destroy evidence. The police had a strong case against Keon King. His phone, his car, the video. He was arrested and charged with a long list of crimes, including murder, kidnapping, and conspiracy. But from the start, the affidavit mentioned conspiracy. The video showed multiple people. So, who were they? The public's attention quickly turned to 2 names, Larisha Lopez and Madeline Brown from the Belmar Terrace house. Investigators found ammunition and contractor bags there, the kind used for cleanup. Both women were questioned, but their stories had inconsistencies. Yet, no additional arrests were made. It was the first sign that the net might not be cast as wide as it should be. But another name began to surface in the online sleuthing community, a name that introduced a more disturbing possibility. Kada had a boyfriend. He went by Taz, but his real name is Ramir Branham. In the days after the murder, he presented himself as a grieving partner. But when online investigators like Nicole began pulling at the threads, a different picture emerged. Ramir runs a landscaping company. Now, think about that. Landscaping involves digging, moving earth, and burying things.
Y'all, let's talk Kada Scott. This is the 23-year-old in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who was missing and later found deceased in a fresh, shallow grave. Now, we know that Kada had this boyfriend or this guy that she was dating by the name of Taz. That's what he said he went by. Well, let's dig into it. This is Taz's Instagram account, okay? You'll see up here that he has a business page, a landscaping company. Let's look. He has this landscaping company here, okay? I want y'all to remember landscaping. And on the landscaping company page, it shows his name or a name to contact by the name of Ramir. Well, I found Ramir, and Ramir has a record. Not only does he have a record, but he has a record that is very similar to Keon. That record shows simple assault, conspiracy to simple assault, conspiracy to aggravated assault, attempts to cause serious bodily injury, or causes injury with extreme indifference, possession of instrument of crime with intent, and disorderly conduct hazardous. Now, this man also violated his probation multiple times. He had got probation for these charges and other charges with basically changing the serial number on a gun multiple times, also unauthorized use of a vehicle, and his latest one was driving without license. He had got probation for some charges. He violated his probation multiple times. He then was sentenced to incarceration for, I believe, minimum of 2 years. This right here shows Ramir was once in the system for either possibly probation or actually in the prison system. Now, he stated the last communication that he had with her was possibly right before she went missing. I don't know if y'all believe that, but let me not forget to tell y'all. The area and the direction that the person walked off going north, going up past Ada Lewis whenever they first unalived Kada Scott, that's the same direction Ramir lives.
Kada was found in a shallow grave. It's a connection that's hard to ignore, a real, the cobbler's children have no shoes situation, but in the most tragic context imaginable. Then there's his criminal record. It's not just a simple rap sheet. It includes charges for conspiracy to commit assault, not just acting out but planning to cause harm with others. He also has charges for possessing an instrument of crime and, most notably, for altering the serial numbers on guns. This isn't petty crime. This is behavior that shows a capacity for premeditation and covering his tracks. Perhaps the most compelling geographic clue came from the investigation itself. After Kada's body was buried, the person seen walking away from the scene headed north, past the Ada Lewis School. And Ramir? He lives in that exact direction. Is that a coincidence? Or is it a breadcrumb leading right to his doorstep? The theory brewing online is that this wasn't a crime of passion by Keon, but a hired hit. The thinking goes like this. Ramir, with his history of conspiracy, couldn't do it himself. So he hired Keon, who had a prior kidnapping charge and a known capacity for violence, to get close to Kada and eliminate her. This would explain the "kidding me again" text Kada sent was an inside joke, or a reference to a previous, unreported threat from Keon. It would also explain why multiple people were involved in the burial, paid help. So, where does this leave the investigation? Keon King is behind bars, and the district attorney's office is likely building its case against him. But for the public watching this unfold, the silence around Ramir is deafening. It creates a "where there's smoke, there's fire" feeling. Why hasn't Ramir been brought in for more intense questioning? Do the police have evidence that clears him that we don't know about? Or are they building a slower, more meticulous case, waiting for one of the other involved parties to flip and point the finger directly at him? Is Keon King protecting someone by not talking? And let's not forget the other players. What is the true role of Larissa Lopez and Madeline Brown? Were they passive roommates or active participants? The digital evidence places them at the heart of Keon's world in the days after the murder. And then there's Gabby, the friend of Keon's who knew about his interest in Kada before the murder and whose story is changed. Her decision to initially avoid the police, while understandable in some communities, only adds to the cloud of suspicion. The official narrative is that Keon King acted alone in the murder. But the evidence the public can see, the conspiracy charge, the video of multiple people, the mysterious boyfriend with a fitting skill set and a violent history, paints a picture of a team effort. This disconnect is what keeps the audience, and us, digging for answers. The case of Kada Scott is a tragedy, but it is not a closed book. Keon King's day in court will come, but will it bring the full truth to light? So, we want to hear from you. What is your take on Ramir's alleged involvement? Do you believe the police are holding their cards close to their chest, building a bigger case, or have they dropped the ball on investigating the boyfriend? Could this really have been a coordinated plan, or are we connecting dots that don't belong together? Let us know your theories in the comments below. If this deep dive into the unanswered questions surrounding Kada Scott's case gripped you, please help us continue this work. Give this video a thumbs up, share it to keep the conversation going, and subscribe to True Crime Unraveled on YouTube and follow True Crime Unraveled TV on Facebook and TikTok. Hit the bell so you don't miss our next investigation. The search for justice for Kada Scott demands that every stone is turned. Until that happens, the work isn't done.
Everyone, let's dig more into the Kada Scott case. This right here is Taz. He goes by Taz. His name is Ramir Branham. I've done a previous video on him. Well, I did speak to him, and we're going to listen to that. As y'all know, Ramir and Kada did go to Topgolf the day that she went missing. Well, let's listen to the audio that I have with Ramir Branham.
When I dropped Kada off, we had just left Topgolf. At Topgolf, Kada ordered food. I didn't, but she ordered food for the both of us. I didn't know. So she ordered hot wings, but she only liked the flats. So I was texting her to tell her that she left her food in the car. And the whole time, she had ate all the flats out of the hot wings and left me all the drums. So she left the food in the car on purpose because she kept on trying to tell me I need to eat.
So he didn't know that she left the food in the car, even though she kept telling him, hey, you need to eat.
When I realized the food was in the car, I called her first. She didn't answer the phone. So then I texted her. But my text messages wasn't getting delivered.
So he said the text message didn't deliver. Well, look at this message. It sure did deliver. And also, he sent this an hour and a half to 2 hours after she was already deceased, which he dropped her off around 9:40 that night. He didn't text her until after midnight.
Kept texting her, tried to call her again. It was just like, for some reason I just couldn't get in touch with her.
Mind you, he says kept texting her. He only texted her one time. I'm sorry, y'all, but this boyfriend of hers is a little sus. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm just saying it's not adding up.